What's good, everyone? In this video, I would like to retouch on a genre of Nintendo games that I hold near and dear to my heart, like the classic good games like Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts, along with, the old Mario Strikers. But without any more further introduction, let's get into this. This may be due to recency bias, but this has to be the second most disappointing sports game Nintendo have released, second only to the bastardization of Nintendo Sports Switch Edition, but don't worry, we will get to that evil game. I was so excited to see this series come back last year with the new release, and I saw the roster. Still not over how this really was the best they had to show for a starting roster after 15 years of the series being on vanish mode. But this is what they typically do with sports games and pawn off the rest of the characters later. Now let's speak about the game, or more so lack thereof. I was into this game for like a week or two, but after that the game just grew stale and just became a game of spam. I was really hoping that it would be better than Strikers when they started showing and revealing everything, gameplay a little bit, but alas, it was mostly underbaked and came off as an incredibly lacking and lazy game. But the gear system is sort of cool, and it's just kind of half done, and it leads to kind of seeing the same outfits for the best builds. But DK is happy in his new drip. Be happy, DK is happy. This game was my personal breaking point with modern Nintendo sports games. This game was released last April in 2022, and everyone lost their collective minds. Everyone loves the old Wii Sports games, so getting a new game would be great, right? Then we saw these demonic creations. These metaverse software is a service character designs for the new Miis, and god, they are the definition of bland. They give me the same feeling as the Mario Kart 7 art box art. It's just boring, steel, bland, flat designs. But luckily, they kept Miis around. But I don't understand how promoting with these new characters, like, what was the point of that? They lack the simplistic soul of the Miis. Besides trash new characters, the game itself is hollow and lacking. I was happy that sword fighting was back, but compared to a game from over 10 years ago, it is deplorable that there is such a lack of modes. They don't even keep golf or basketball. They cut it so, they could just put it in later. Also, the fits you can give your character is not the worst idea, but execution is really the issue, which is honestly the problem with most of modern Nintendo sports games is recent. But you start the game with some limited stuff, which is kind of why Miis are better, since you have more freedom with Miis and you can grind every week to get some fits you might like. But hurry and grind through the semi-battle pass like system, because you only have 3 weeks to do so, or they'll be gone. And if you don't do that, well, they might be back, and then you can grind again to get them. So there's that. I don't get it. And all grinding, it has to be online. And we all know Nintendo would rather kill you than make a solid online. Also, there are no bops, no bangers, no good songs in this game like the old Wii Sports game. And it is disappointing that even the music couldn't escape the blandification of this series. Sadly, actually, listening to this, am I in the back of an alley? What's going on? This music is garbage. I think that I have shown that Nintendo repeatedly releases half-baked sports games into free updates, and this is mega annoying because if they add outfits and things to the game and dangle, FOMO in front of you, and they keep doing this because we buy it and they know we'll buy it, with products like Pokemon selling incredibly well, even though it was a buggy mess of a game at launch. and still kind of is. Nintendo releases a game at full price and expects the consumer to buy it, and then they finish the game later, so you are stuck with the hope that, okay, maybe after hundreds of updates, the full price game that I paid for at launch will be good. But by that time, the game is dead and no one wants to play it, so you just wasted your money and your time. So you're the sucker, you're the real loser.
100 points, then a reward on the pass and rotation is randomly determined for me. I do not get to pick which one. What do you unlock? Titles, which is just words. Emotes, which you can only equip 4. Face options for your sportsmate, which I'm not playing as because they are ugly. And a handful of actual options I can use, many of which are pretty cool. If you want to unlock a different outfit, which is the thing most players will want the most, not a new fucking eyebrow or whatever, you have to do 12 steps like a recovering alcoholic to unlock everything else on that week's pass, and then you get the outfit as the last thing. And it takes a couple of hours to get everything else on each pass. Each week, a new pass of stuff is introduced, but the passes are limited time, so if you don't get everything in 3 weeks, it's gone. It wasn't until 12 months after this game released, an update came out that sort of lets you get the older stuff you missed. This should have been in the game on day 1, not day 365.
Games are no longer simple things or hobbies that some people may play to have, fun in their own spare time. It is a connected web of content and streaming and articles and stupid discussions on games and topics at the end of the day, like this video, alright? I'm a part of the problem. At the end of the day, game studios just want to make money, and they will do whatever it takes to do so. And usually that doesn't equal making a good video game. Games are just so wide and big now that they have their own ecosystems. Which, filthy to say, as perfectly described by this guy.
Games. Back in the day, the game came out, that was the game. Nowadays, every game that gets released is not just a game, it's an entry into an entire content production ecosystem, a sentence that makes you want to throw up. Gaming websites, streaming, podcasts, reviews, esports, cosplays, dumbass discussions on Twitter, dumbass YouTube videos like this one. The entire income of people who had nothing to do with the creation of the game is reliant on certain games being successful and remaining within the public conscience.
Love this guy. Go watch him. Please, go check him out. He's a great guy. Games really do blow up off of the internet content around that is now so big and so grand that you can have a game like Among Us just completely take off due to the internet and also quarantine because they have a lot to do at the time. That's just how it is. But the internet is a fuel that games can just have now. And this isn't a terrible thing. It's just the quality for making a solid game will be sliced in half due to this, and with, having to pay $50 for a leg strap to kick balls in Nintendo Switch Sports goes back to farming more money. That's all I really wanted to touch on in this video. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think of the modern pool of sports games and the wider gaming genre as a whole. Also, shout out to Captain Astronaut. He gave me the inspiration to talk about this topic, so go show him some love and subscribe to him. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you all later. See ya.